Hi all. There's been so many games out this year, it's hard to know what to give my thoughts on next. As soon as been consuming most of my very limited spare time, I thought I may as well do Spelunky 2, a very recent release currently on PS4 and coming to PC on the 29th of September, as of recording this. What is Spelunky? At a glance you'd be forgiven for thinking it's some generic side-scrolling platformer, nothing more to see. The first game was a huge success, a freeware game back in 2009 to its HD version a few years later on console. It's a roguelike for one, it's a platform game, it's a sandbox, it's a choose-your-own-adventure, though the game has other ideas. Despite its looks though, it's a tough, unforgiving game, yet still friendly and very addicting. Being a roguelike, death in this game ends the run. You lose all your cash and items that you acquired throughout, and you're thrown right back to the start of the game again, all levels randomised once more. In regards to permanent progression in this game, there really isn't any other than finding shortcuts to later levels as you progress, so you could start from them if you wanted to. Choose your character, they're all cosmetic, there are no different powers here, and start spelunking into this strange and odd world. Your goal? Get to the bottom. Collect gold, precious gems, save cats, rob shopkeepers or don't. It's up to you on how you proceed. There are many items to be had, various weapons, jetpacks, springy boots to name but a few. And as great as these are to aid you in your journey, can be just as much of a curse. Shopkeepers appear throughout the level, seemingly just waiting for spelunkers to drop by, and as you go through the caverns you find various precious gems and gold, for which you can pay for their items, and buy the treasures. But in Spelunky anything goes, so why not just kill off the shopkeeper and steal his goodies? A good reason not to kill the shopkeepers is that they are shotgun-wielding maniacs, and once enraged, you best dispatch them quickly. Also, thereafter, all the shopkeepers of that type will enrage at the very sight of you on every level as you progress, with wanted posters everywhere. They shoot first and are never asked questions. So do you play nice and avoid that whole nightmare, or do you go for the loot and put up with the angry shopkeepers thereafter? That loot may get you much further, but it may well end your run very quickly down the road as well. There's one simple example of the staple of Spelunky games. It's more the situations that are born of any given master plan you may have. You see an opportunity, then it all goes to shit. It rarely works out like you thought it would. The game introduces new enemies and items as you would expect, and you can tell this has been very carefully thought out and balanced of what they may well have put in and probably ended up with too much bloat. And for this game it's perfect, because there's a danger with sequels to add too much to a new entry and systems that are just not required. Conversely, there's also a danger that you don't do enough. This is a new challenge, and one that will keep players going for many, many hours. I think the balanced approach has paid off massively, and I feel if this was released back in the SNES days or the such, it would have been called Super Spelunky as opposed to an outright sequel. Death is a huge part of the game. Every action has a reaction, which a lot of the time equates to your demise very swiftly. Start over and the layout of the level changes, giving a very different experience. Many games randomise the levels and boast of infinite replayability. I don't think any have really succeeded in that boast. Spelunky comes very close though. Here's an example, a simple example, of what can happen in any given game. You hatch a plan, so if I place a bomb here, to annoy the shopkeeper, knock him out, steal the gun and profit. What actually happens is, the bomb explodes, the shopkeeper shoots his own bombs trying to shoot you, half of the shop and the items explode, a rat mole drops out of the ceiling onto you, you inadvertently land on the shopkeeper, knock him out, manage to steal his gun, you panic and shoot him, but the kickback throws you down the very hole that his bombs made when they blew up, into a spike pit. The end. That's a simple scenario. My advice is just to experience the game. Sure, you want to go deeper and get to the end, but really it's just a joy to play around with. So many unexpected situations arise, not all bad, but mostly bad for you.